welcome to another episode of Crash Course AP Comparative Government. Today we're going to be focusing on Russia, namely the Russian Federation from the years 1991 to 1994 and its emergence. To jump in, we're going to start by talking about a little guy named Mikhail Gorbachev. So Gorbachev was the leader of the USSR. At the time, they didn't have presidents or prime ministers, just head of state, which Gorbachev was. Now, he wasn't such a great leader. He actually led the USSR to grave danger and failure. Gorbachev policy was a dual program, starting with perestroika, or resurrecting, and glasnost, or openness. This introduced profound changes in economic practice, internal affairs, and relations with the USSR and other countries. Gorbachev realized that he had inherited some pretty significant problems. He had hoped that his reforms would revitalize and modernize the Soviet Union. Instead, they unleashed social forces that brought the dissolution of the USSR. So, on December 31st of 1991, USSR legally ceased to exist. No more. The new state, or the Russian Federation, faced some challenges. The new Russian government had to find a way to transform the entire Russian economy. Although the Duma was enacted in the early 1900s, hey, what gives?
Why are you talking about pumas right now?
No, not Puma, Duma. A Duma is a ruling legislative, specific to Russia. That's an interesting thought. Let's go to the thought bubble. The constitutional crisis of 1993 was a political standoff between the Russian president, Boris Yeltsin, and the Russian parliament that was resolved by using military force. The relations between the president and parliament had been deteriorating for some time, but it reached a tipping point on September 21st of 1993. President Yeltsin aimed to dissolve the country's legislature, although the president did not have the power to do this, according to the Constitution. Yeltsin used the results of the referendum of April 1993 to justify these actions. In response, the parliament declared that the president's decision was null and void and impeached Yeltsin and proclaimed Vice President Alexander Rutskoy to be acting president. And then the Constitution created the Russian regime in December of 1993, kids. And they all lived happily never after.
I'll say.
10 out of